Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at this big giant kit here from Aoshima. This is their MechaGodzilla kit. This is part of their ACKS line, the Aoshima Character Kits Selection. Sorry, is what ACKS stands for there apparently. But this is the final form of the MechaGodzilla kit. There's been a different version of this before. Now it comes with this kind of jet plane here. I forget the name of that at the moment, but that's also included with this new version of the kit. So it's a pretty big box and it's a pretty expensive kit for sure, coming in at around like 130 bucks for this kit. So it's not cheap by any means, but it looks awesome. It looks super cool. If you're a fan of MechaGodzilla like myself, then this definitely is going to be an awesome kit. And one of those ones where you just don't really have a whole lot of option. Like, what other company makes a MechaGodzilla kit? It doesn't exist. So if you wanted an awesome MechaGodzilla kit to build, this is going to be it. And it should be pretty big, I think. I'm expecting, just based around the size of the box, I'm expecting it to be probably around the size of like a 1/100 scale Gundam kit in terms of like its height. Probably a little bit taller actually, but we'll find out once we get it all built up here. Now, if you guys want to check out the kit for yourself, there are still some currently, just a few left available there over at USA Gundam Store. But if you're coming in later and they're sold out, hopefully we're able to get some more for you guys there from Aoshima. This one was actually sent to me directly from Aoshima, so thank you also to Aoshima for that. But yeah, let's check out the kit here. So you got some really awesome box art here on the front. Love this just illustration there of MechaGodzilla. You got the moon in the background, all the flames going down here at the bottom. It looks super cool. And just around here, like on the sides of the box, gonna be kind of hard to show you guys here on camera, but it's basically just the same thing. Let's take a look at the top and bottom though. On the bottom of the box, we just have the JXSDF logo there, and then just kind of the big logos here. That's all that there. But around on the top of the box, we actually have some photographs of what the kit is going to look like. We got the front and rear view over here. Now, I believe this is molded in this kind of silver color. I'm not sure if it's entirely all molded in that color. I peeped in the box for a moment and I saw some of that's molded like that. And then these parts are removable, like the cannons over the shoulders, that kind of backpack part, that's removable. These parts there on the arm, those are removable. You have some different hand options here as well. And then here is that jet, so you can see some detail shots of that. So that should be pretty cool to build up as well. Along with that, we have some just stats over here, a little bit about that. So let's just go ahead and get the box cracked open. So inside here, we've got a ton of stuff. Looks like we do have some of that molded silver. We also have some dark blue there and some black, which is going to be kind of like for basically sort of like the inner frame, as you will, like underneath the armor parts. Looks like we have some like polycaps there as well. These two parts, which I believe are stands for the airplane, because you actually get two of them included here with this, so you have all the parts to make two of those. We'll go through all the runners here in a moment, just individually, and we'll see what all those are about. We've got just some clear parts there. Looks like the canopies for the airplanes, and we got some water slide decals here. We got what looks to be kind of like some soft rubber parts here also. We've got some rubber tubing, some smaller parts in there, and then our instructions. Then there's a couple of parts here to this, it looks like. This one is just basically kind of like a little mini poster there of the box art, so that's pretty awesome. Around on the back of that, it looks like we've got basically our color guide, so you can see the colors are laid out there at the top, and then for the jets down here as well. And the actual instruction manual here. Just got the name down there at the bottom on the back. It looks like this is just the parts list kind of for the airplane parts and the stands for that. So this would be like the new parts, I guess, that are included for this particular version of the kit. On the back, inside of the back page there is the parts list for MechaGodzilla itself. It looks like all the parts there for the actual full body. So let's get back here to the front of the manual. It looks like we've got some more sample photos here, front, side, rear, and then the same for the jet. And then going on to the next page, it's gonna just start on the construction. So we're building up the head first, it looks like, then the neck, and just kind of sort of making our way down here. It looks like then the arms are next. Then the torso, it's got like the doors that open up on the front of the torso for that kind of built-in cannon there on the chest, and the waist section, the legs, and then the tail. I think the tail is going to be probably a pretty interesting build on this, building a whole bunch of sections probably before that, and you have to just put them all together. So that's going to be interesting. And then the dorsal fin unit, so building up those, and then the cannons, the backpack unit, and then just kind of final assembly here, putting all that together. So it's going to be a relatively complicated build. You know, you have a lot of different parts going in for this. And then the Shirasagi, there you go, the Shirasagi unit. Finally have it in English there without me having to pull out a translator app. Or I guess I could have just read the hiragana, not that difficult. But anyway, yeah, Shirasagi unit there for these airplanes. So not really too complicated. As you can see, just a handful of parts there for those, but they're still going to be like relatively good size. And I think you will have the option of whether you want to have the landing gear up or down. And then applying the traction parts to and how to tow Kiryu. So this looks pretty interesting. It looks like the hose is used for attaching onto MechaGodzilla to have it so that it's like the airplanes are carrying MechaGodzilla. Now I'm not sure how you're going to be able to make that work. You're going to have to do some pretty tricky stand movement there with that, getting up on a stand or running some wire like through the soft rubber tubes or something like that so that there's an actual, rather than the planes supporting Godzilla, you actually have the tubes supporting the airplanes up, so it's just kind of like faking the look that it's carrying that. But that's kind of interesting that you can do that. We'll have to see how replicable that is with the actual models and what we have in the box here. But let's get a look through all the runners then, shall we? Alright, let's take a look at these waterslide decals first. Here we got some, these are the waterslide decals for the actual MechaGodzilla itself. So you can see there's not really a ton of them, there's just a few of them, but the printing on them looks really good. And they look super well done. We got a bunch of different colors. These are all actually like in silver there, you can see, so like the reflection of those. This is in like a darker kind of greenish gray. We got some red, some like maroon, black, and all that, so it looks really good. Then we got the decals for the airplanes as well. And we actually have 3 of them. I was wrong earlier when I said we have 2. We actually have 3, so I'm just forgetful apparently. So you have the numbers here for the 01, 02, 03, and so you basically have 3 of all different markings. These are just some like larger color apps that are just made up by just these large waterslide decals here in gray. And so you got a bunch of those, which I probably will maybe not end up using. I'll probably just end up just painting that. Those are just parts that you can just mask and paint probably, but we'll see how that ends up coming together. Some numbers and some logos on there, so the decals looking very nice. And again, just some of the other elements included here, we also have the bases, which are in this very glossy black plastic, and then you have the parts for those. You've got some screws and some connection parts for the bases. We got, once again, just the rubber hose here in black. Also in black, our polycap runner here. We've got 2 of these. These are going to just be for the MechaGodzilla. Runner A here, as you can see, is in that molded silver, and it's a very light, so it kind of just looks like light gray, so like just a glossy light gray almost. It's not really super easy to tell actually that's kind of silver, but there's some nice detail on there, so that's looking pretty good. And we've got 2 of this A runner. Runner B as well, some more of our silver parts, and you got some really nice detail there up underneath the feet as well. Runner C here, some more of the armor parts there around for the body. You can see some of the smaller little bits and everything for some details. Runner D is in this really dark metallic color, so that's kind of interesting, a little bit of a combo breaker there. Because then Runner E is back to silver for just a couple more little parts on there. You can see this part there for the front of the crotch basically. Runner F, more silver parts, and you can see some parts here for the head as well. Let me give you an up close look at the teeth here. So you can see the molding on those looking very nice. You have those very sharp little teeth, so those are going to make for some great detail in there. Runner G is in dark blue, basically parts for the backpack. As you can see, some really nice details on there, but definitely going to do with some detail painting, some masking on this just to break up some of that blue, give us some more details on there. And then we do also have another one of these for the copy of this part there at the top. Runner H here in black is getting into some of the internal parts, so you have all this that's going to be visible up through the different panels of silver armor on the outside, so that detail all looks really cool. Runner I is back to more silver parts though, looks like mostly for like the fins around on the back. Runner J, more detailed silver parts there for the outer armor, and then skipping a couple letters all the way to Runner N, strangely enough, it looks like mostly parts for the tail. Runner Q here in black looks to be like some basically kind of internal structure parts that aren't really going to show us, they're just pretty blocky, nothing really too much to see there. Runner R, some more black kind of internal parts there, and we've got 2 of this R runner, and then just a couple more silver parts here on Runner X. Oops, actually hold on, that's not it. I dropped this bag on the floor, and there's a couple more things in here. First off, it looks like we've got Runner K, which looks to be like the clear part for the eyes, and we've got this in either clear red or clear yellow, so you'll have the option there for that, it looks like, which is pretty cool. And we've got some hands here in this bag. Let me open this up, because I'm worried if these are actually in like a softer polycap material, but it doesn't seem like they are. They do seem like they're a little bit softer than just regular polystyrene, but nothing like quite as soft as like polycaps or something like that. So kind of interesting material here for the hands, these just being a couple of different open hand options. Not really too sure what the difference is between these actually. And then we've got some of our soft rubber parts here. So this would be technically Runner M here, and just this really soft, very soft rubber for some of these detail parts, little tubes, and like really these little wires and stuff like that, like that's okay. But some of these larger parts, I wish that these would have been in just plastic. Now obviously I think these are just in this flexible rubber just because these parts need to flex for like the joints around like that, but they're just going to be like kind of impossible to paint, so not super excited about those. And we've got a few more over here in this bag as well. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more parts here, so you've got a good handful of these soft rubber parts that you have in there as well. Now we're getting into the new parts for the jet here. So we have runner SH1, is just basically the top and bottom half of that. So we've got 3 of this runner. You can see there's just a ton of detail on that, so painting this up and then just running a panel line wash over that to bring out all these details is going to look really, really nice. Runner SH2, basically all the little parts for that, and we've got 3 of this runner as well. Runner SH3 here in silver has a couple more parts for the ship, which we've got 2 copies of that, but then these parts look to be like the parts that they're going to be for on the MechaGodzilla for attaching the hose cables onto there for the towing system. Runner SH4 is a little clear piece for the canopy for that. We've got 3 of those. And finally, SH5 is a couple more dark metallic parts there, it looks like, for like the thrusters on the back, the engines on the back of the jets, and that's it. So as you can see here, there's a ton of kit to work on, and building 3 of that airplane, I'm not sure if that's gonna kind of tire me out a little bit, but it'll still be pretty cool to have them. And so I'm gonna get to work on building this, then we'll come back with a review, and I'm gonna be working on painting this up as well, and I'm thinking to paint it up in possibly Evangelion colors. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I want to paint in something different other than just silver, but I haven't quite totally decided on that yet. But I just want to say another big thank you to Aoshima for getting this kit out to me, for USA Gundam Store, of course, for their support. And if you guys want to check out the link down below, you can check that out. And of course, you can save 10% off everything there at USA Gundam Store with the coupon code ZakuAurelius10. So check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.